Hello, it's my pleasure to give an overview about my presentation titled Data Analysis with a Scientific Research Methodology that will be presented during the second International Conference on Big Data Modeling and Machine Learning. The paper authored by Fatima Chadli, Dr. Gretete Driss, and Dr. Moumen Aniss from Engineering Sciences Laboratory in National School of Applied Sciences, Ibn Tufayl University of Kenitra, Morocco. Here is an overview of what we are going to look at. The presentation will be in 5 parts. I start with an introduction about data analysis. Then I will talk about sampling strategy and it's important to ensure the generation of results. The third part will concern exploratory factor analysis. The fourth part will be about confirmatory factor analysis, and I will finish with a conclusion. Data analysis is a process of applying statistical practices to organize, represent, describe, evaluate, and interpret data. It can be divided into 3 types of analysis. The first one is descriptive statistics, which helps to understand the data such as average or median. The second one is exploratory data analysis, which focuses on discovering new features in the data. And the third one is confirmatory factor analysis, which helps in confirming or disconfirming existing hypotheses. In this representation or presentation, we will focus on the second and the third type of data analysis. It's important to select the proper sample that allows a generalization of results to the whole population. The figure shows the sampling process steps that researchers should follow when conducting sampling. It includes 6 steps. Define the target population, select sampling frame, choose the sampling technique, determine sample size, collecting data, and finally assess response rate. For sampling methods, there are different techniques that could be divided into 2 categories, probability and non-probability sampling. The figure shows the various types of sampling techniques for each category. The second part of the presentation is about exploratory factor analysis. It's a statistical technique that explores the data collected from a sample. It also identifies the dimensionality of constructs by examining relations between items and factors. It's important to emphasize the difference between exploratory factor analysis and principal component analysis. Both are used to reduce the number of variables, but PCA is based on the formative model. It means that the variation in the components is based on the variation in item responses, while exploratory factor analysis is based on the reflective model. That means that the variation of the items is based on the variation of a construct. Before proceeding with exploratory factor analysis, it's important to verify the reliability of measurement and the adequacy of data. Using Cronbach's alpha to measure the internal consistency of the instrument, Bartlett test of sphericity to verify the correlation between variables, and KMO for the proportion of variance in variables. Once an initial model is established, it's important to perform confirmatory factor analysis. It's a statistical multivariate procedure to confirm that the hypothesized model provides a good fit to the data, including steps from model conceptualization, identification, and parameter estimation to data model fit assessment. When a researcher deals with complex and multifaceted constructs, structural equation modeling is recommended. It's a framework of multivariate techniques as regression, path analysis, and confirmatory factor analysis to specify the causal relationship between latent constructs. And it's composed of the measurement model and the structural model. To conclude, data analysis is a crucial step within a scientific research methodology. It involves the interpretation of data gathered through the use of statistics, but the reliability of collected data depends on the mastering of theory and concepts. The more the population and the concepts are mastered, the more the data collected is reliable and the results are meaningful. I noticed that this work is based on previous research and workshops about data analysis. This is the conclusion of my presentation, and I thank you for your listening and attention.